Thank you for tuning in to Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy podcast, where we delve into crazy creatures, evading extraterrestrials, horrifying haunted places, the unexplained, and the conspiracies that surround them. The following content will more than likely involve explicit language and materials, so listener discretion is advised. For bonus materials, uncut video versions of the episodes, and other great perks, go on over to patreon.com/cryptids, creeps, and conspiracy. Dollars for disclosure, half Sawbuck Snally, and Paranormal Posse members will get a shout out on the pod, access to the private Discord server, as well as more perks that you can find in each tier. However, if you are using an iOS application, I suggest that you sign up through a web browser to avoid the 30% fee that is charged through the app that is not at all related to the podcast. You will still be able to listen on the app, even though you sign up through the browser. So grab your rose-colored glasses, skeptical suits, and hold onto your butts as we teleport into the realm of the CCC podcast. Hope to see you soon.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of behind the scenes. I figured, what the hell?
Let's
I
go.
can talk it. Which, by the way, I don't normally dig gingers.
Oh, wow.
But damn, dude. You're looking fantastic today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I've got a little money. You got the... Oh, yeah. Spider-Man.
My Deadpool with the spinning taco.
Let's go. Love that. I've got
It's huge. Look at that thing. It's as big as my head.
Ready to see mine? My Christmas cup.
A little early.
I'm feeling festive. I'm feeling festive on this May Day.
We're going to do a little show and tell real fast. I'm super excited. So I've been making stuff because I got invited. I didn't think I needed to change my thing. I look like super pale, but I think I look extra pale.
No.
That didn't help any. I had a filter on and I was like, oh, I'll turn the filter off. No, maybe I can. Hold on.
There you go. No.
Okay. No, I'm still. I can't. Hold on. I think I have an orange light. Hold on. Okay, there. No. Here. No, still. Fuck it.
Am I looking pale? I don't know. Am I looking quite pale?
No, you look awfully tan, actually. I do not like this light, though.
For a ginger, I can get a little tan, believe it or not.
My sister's like that.
I'm not like the palest of pale gingers.
I keep trying to change these filters, hoping something makes me not look like a ghost. Maybe that's why they like me so much. They're like, she's one of us.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do this one because this one at least makes me look somewhat. I don't know. Either way, I just look dead. It's fine.
No.
I'm dead inside. We'll look dead on the outside.
It's early.
Oh,
right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so I got invited to this event. And I've been making stuff to put on my store anyway. And I wanted to show you some of the stuff I made because it's fucking dope. I'm so proud of it. I just got done making them. All right. So I now have alien merch. Check it out.
Let's go.
Hold on. I don't know which direction it's supposed to go. But so this is it's gonna be a necklace. And then I have 2 matching ones for earrings.
That's cool.
Check out this little spaceship.
Yes.
And look
at that necklace as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be a necklace. Look at these little tiny earrings to match. And it's even got the little, I put swirls in them.
Man.
So that's cool.
Make that yourself? Do you make that yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Then I make runes now. So these are the ones I have so far. I've got this one. It's black and gold set. And then I have this one that's like a silver and dusted with gold.
That's cool.
And then I just made these with the super set. I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out. Oh, you can't see it on the camera. Are you kidding me? There you go. They're see-through, but they have purple swirls in them.
Wow.
But yeah, so look, I got little bat wings.
Like it.
And they're going to be earrings.
Awesome, man.
But check out these cool little things that I got.
So how long does it take to make that? What's the process?
A hot minute. So shit. These ones, I did a layer of white. So I had to mix the epoxy, wait for the bubbles, hopefully, so most of the bubbles get out. And then I had to mix in the white. Then I had to do a thin layer of white and I did it for most of my alien things, these two. I did a thin layer of white on the bottom, and then I had to wait for it to dry a little bit. So then I put more white on top, and then I had to put this color in, this alcohol color. So I had to wait for it to get a little thicker, put the alcohol color in, and then take a toothpick and swirl. Like I hand swirled these. Like I had to swirl them with a little toothpick. Then it takes them like 12 hours to dry.
So it's a heavy process.
Hmm. But look, this is going to be a necklace. Hold on. Why can't it
That's cool,
focus?
man.
You can't see. He's got little eyes. I'm going to color him in with black. He's got little eyes and a mouth that's like, ooh. And then look at the little baby earring version. They're both ghosts. All right, but check these out. I just made, these were my trial pieces, and they look fucking fantastic. So here's one. You can kind of see his eyes.
Nice.
And I made a pink swirly one, and they have little eyes, and they're solid.
They're not going to be earrings, right?
So those are actually, these are going to be just like decorative thing or something, because these are solid.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They're not really
putting
heavy.
Them in your ears.
They got a little bit of weight to them. But this is what I like the most. Look at him.
Wow. That's
and he's like,
cool.
oh. But yeah, so I just made those. And I got invited to this event. So it was super cool. So I posted some of my merch online, right? Because I was excited about making them. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I'll let people know what I'm doing. And this guy reached out. His name is David Eller. And he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I'm putting on this event. And he's like, I really love the stuff that you make. And would you want to be a vendor at my event next weekend? And I was like, yo, hell yeah, I do. Any chance that I can get to be a vendor is good for me. But then I was telling him, I said, oh, because I was looking at the website. Hold on, let me pull it up. So anybody who wants to go out there and look at it, by the time this comes out, it's going to be too late. You won't be able to make it. Sorry, not sorry. But I think you'll be able to look it up online if I can get the link by the time this comes out. But it's in, oh gosh, I think it's like Paducah or some weird shit. It's a weird town in Kentucky. Us, English people or American people. Jeez. Apparently I'm English with you.
You are. I'm being attacked by a fly right now. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see it on the screen.
There's a book my son used to love. His favorite book when he was little was called A Fly Went By. When he was 2, he memorized the book, like word for word. He would sit with the book and he would tell the story, and it was accurate, but it was because he was remembering the words.
That's cool.
Paducah, Atomic City Paranormal Symposium. Wow. I should put my pop filter on. But they've got Bigfoot people speaking. They've got a descendant of the Hopkinsville goblins, the granddaughter of the family that encountered it. She's going to be there speaking. Wow. There's like a ufologist and a paranormal lady, but a lot of them are like Bigfoot. Hold on, I'm taking one of my cords down here. Oh, God.
Love it, man. Love it.
And on top of the fact that I get a VIN, I was talking to him about how I have a podcast, and he said that I could have access to interview all of the panel people.
Wow.
If you want, I can set aside time. And I'm super excited. And he's, hey, because I was like, I got some weird stuff that happened. I gave him like a couple little tidbits. So then he wants me to speak at other events coming up.
Let's go.
I was so excited. Cool. I was so excited.
That's cool. Love it, man.
But I'm getting it done. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do my welcome thing. And I hope you're ready. Do you have a lot of time? Because this thing's freaking enormous. That's what she said.
I've got like an hour. Is that cool? Around that hour sort of mark? Is that cool?
We could try to fit it in an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's enormous. Let me see if I have anything that's shorter. That might be a better option. Because this thing took me like a week and a half to do the notes, like 2 weeks almost.
I'm lucky I can go over an hour. I'm
How
sure.
do you feel about? Because this one might be like pushing an hour and a half too. So that's why I don't want to make you late for anything.
It's only because I've got the kids coming home fairly soon.
All right, let's see here. Let me go back here. I just did a haunted one with lavender, so I don't want to do another haunted one. I feel like I covered this other topic, but it's not saying there's anything there. God, I got to work on notes. How do you feel about mental health?
Yeah.
Are you normal or are you?
I've battled, I would say.
What you got?
Mental health.
What are you in for? I've got a shit ton.
Not too bad. I've had spells in my life where I think I've had to deal with mental health. Like I think everyone does, to be honest. I think we all have it. It's just some people.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna tie this in. You like spooky, right? You do spooky?
Yeah. Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, so we're gonna do a little mental health, but it's gonna tie in with the spooky. We're gonna force that round peg into that square hole.
Let's go.
All right.
That sounds good to me.
All right, because the other one is, like I said, it's actually, I'm very curious as to how long it is. It took me forever. And it's a cryptid. I was super excited, but I was like, shit, because I knew that I started late and I was like, fuck me. I was like, you're not going to have time.
I can always come back.
Definitely. I want to see. I'm going to copy and paste it into a document just to see how many pages it is, just to get an idea.
What sort of cryptid was it? Or is it?
I can't tell you. That gets rid of the. It's 5 pages. But it's also spaced with bullet points. Actually, we might not be pit. Do you want to try it, or do you want to go ahead and play it safe with the mental health?
Either way, I'm happy. I'm just being attacked by a fly. I don't think you can see it. I think you're gonna like
this one, so we're gonna go with this one just because I think you're gonna like it more. I got the other one stashed. I got to get Kevin on the show.
Yes. Awesome.
I know we're both very big advocates for mental health, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Welcome to Behind the Scenes.
I love it though. You get to see the pre-show.
Yeah. All right, so welcome back, everybody. I am super excited. I'm going to change my light here, though, real fast. Thank you for joining us here on the Cryptid Creeps and Conspiracy podcast. I'm going to adjust some shit here. As per the norm, let me turn my app on because I know we like to talk on the app with Tommy. They like to talk to Tommy on the app.
You scare me.
Yeah, so I have 4 balls. I have 2. I have 2 cat balls for sensors, just for clarification. I have 2 on the bottom here, one on each side of me, and then I have 2 up here. My K2 meter, I came in, so 2 days ago, it was working. Yesterday, I came in to record with Lav from early on Wednesdays, and my K2 meter, dunzo. Dead. I have brought a new piece, and I know everybody's been hearing about this, but I'm super excited about it, and I don't think I've told you about it. Have you seen my post about the green chair? It's a wooden chair with green stuff on it.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think I've seen that.
Okay, so I had found one day, I'm telling you, we are all connected and timing is timing and there is no escaping it. I was randomly doom scrolling on Facebook Marketplace the other day, a few weeks ago, and I found this piece. It's got broken glass panel on the side, but that's fine because I'm going to take the glass out anyway because I make all this weird stuff with furniture and I incorporate bones and flowers and a bunch of witchy stuff. And I saw it and it was free. I was like, hail to the yeah. You can't be free when you're starting a new business. And got stuck at my feet. And so I reached out. I was like, hey, I'm really interested in this. Is it still available? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay. Will it fit in a car? And they're like, what? I was like, will it fit in a trunk or a back seat? And they're like, it's pretty big. And I was like, crap. I said, well, I got to find a truck then. I got to find something to bring this thing in. And they're like, oh, where you at? I was like, oh, I'm like in town. And they're like, cool. We've got to go to the local grocery store, which when I say local, it's family owned for over 100 years grocery store. And they're like, we got to go in. We'll just bring it to you. And I was like, hell yeah. All right. So I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to go get it. This is perfect. I just cleaned my shed out and just to clarify. I just cleaned my shit out of my shed. But woo, I just got like cold air. And so they bring it to me, right? And they're unloading and they're like, oh, the glass thing's broken. I was like, oh no, it's fine. It's fine. This is what I'm doing. Here's what I have in mind. So then we start talking. And I'm like, yeah, I got this podcast. Blah, blah. They're like, oh yeah. So I come to find out the guy had a podcast it was a D&D podcast. And he's super dope. They're fantastic. And we start talking about spooky stuff and all this and that. And they're like, we're actually cleaning a bunch of stuff out. We might have some items. Would you be interested? They're like old chairs and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, bring me what you got. Bring me everything. I can make something out of anything. So they're like, okay, we'll send pictures and see. And I'm like, okay. So they send me all these pictures. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, bring them. These things are old. And they're like falling apart. I got to reupholster them and all that stuff. But anyway, they come to and they're like, oh, we'll just bring them to you. Score again. Score again. So they start unloading these chairs and they bring out this chair. And the moment I saw it, I was like in love. I'm like, that is my chair. This chair belongs with me. Again, witchy background here. So they unload it and I was like, don't even put it in the shed. We're taking that inside. That is not a customer chair. That is a me chair. It is a 19th century authentic original velvet still rocks rocking chair.
Wow.
It's one of those, I don't remember. It's like East Coast. It's got a weird name, but I Googled it and it is, I found another one that's like it, only a different color. And it's 19th century. And I'm talking, it still rocks. Velvet's still intact. I might be able to clean it up. I do need to tack like the edging back up. And there's one peg missing. But other than that, perfect, like pristine condition.
That's cool.
And this thing, the moment I touched it, I was like, oh, there is something. It's not bad. It's not like a negative, but I was like, there's somebody is with this chair. And
has it
ever
rocked
since
on its own yet? Has it started moving
so
yet?
it hasn't started rocking yet. My son was like, if that thing starts rocking, I'm getting out of the house. But since I brought it in the house, all this activity is spiking. I caught it on video. Like I have a photo. So my cat is sitting on the floor. So my security camera does like movement and all that.
Mhm.
And I want to see if I can find the picture for you too. And my cat comes out and triggers the thing to start because it's like, oh, movement. And you can see my cat. And it's sitting on the floor, just looking because it's a cat. It doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. Then all of a sudden it turns and looks like behind it towards the wall and then looks up at the ceiling. What the hell is that? And like right afterwards, this white thing comes down from the ceiling where the cat was looking and then just stands there. And it almost looks like a person, like the silhouette of a person, and it's looking right at the chair.
Whoa.
And like my studio lights keep turning themselves on.
Have you shared this on social media? I've not seen this.
So what's weird is if I watch the camera live, you can see the white thing shoot down and stand there.
Mhm.
If I save the video 5 times, if you just watch the video, you see the thing standing there, but you don't see it come down. It's like part of it you have to see live. It's really weird. Oh,
I wonder if you can film it on another device and catch it, maybe.
Oh,
Because that would be interesting.
Tommy the genius over here.
Yeah, wow.
Hold on, I gotta get past all the pictures of me in my underwear. And or lack there, I guess. All right. You know, I'm gonna attach the video. One of them, it won't let me attach it because it says it's too long. I'm thinking this is the video that I want. And I sent you a picture. So check your Insta real quick. We're gonna take a pause, guys. Sorry.
Let's look. Okay, I got it.
That's weird. It says it's a video and it says play, but mine won't play. Is yours playing?
Oh no, I haven't got it yet. Was that on Instagram? Oh, here we go. I got it. Okay. So video. Yep, we're playing.
All right, see my dog? Watch the dog. Yep. Over there in that corner on the right-hand side, right underneath that ceiling fan, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, this is a different video. But they were watching, they keep barking in the same corner, and that's where you could, like, right out of the frame on the right is the chair. But anyway, so the photo I sent you is, see that white piece? If you zoom in on it, it almost looks like a pixelated person.
Yeah. Oh, that's
like a little hair or a hat, and then and right out of the frame is the chair.
Interesting. I thought that was like a cabinet or something when I first saw that.
And yeah, you literally see it shoot down, and then it stands there for a good couple minutes at least.
Interesting.
The other one, I think it's not sending because it says it's too long. I think I can only do 1.5 minute videos.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to trim it and send it to you.
How long have you had that chair? How long has it been there?
So that was like a week after I got it. I've only had it for a couple weeks. Oh, that's the same video I just sent you. Let's try this one. And then my camera keeps like glitching.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Hasn't come through.
Maybe it's this one.
I find it weird as well. But last time I was on the podcast, the lights and
Yeah.
everything was going off like crazy, and it was actually freaking me out.
Yeah. My lights have been
Nothing,
okay. So
nothing's happened yet. Nothing's happened today.
I don't have the didn't turn the app on yet.
Yeah, that
All
was
right. So
freaky.
I am going to screenshot this chair because it puts it at the beginning of my camera roll. If I screenshot, oh shit. Okay, hold on. I got to edit it because I'm sure you probably do not want to see what's on the bottom of that. You might,
That's cool.
but say it's definitely okay, fuck it. Just don't share it. Okay.
I can't put it out. I can't put it out.
No, because if you look closely, I'm pretty sure it's me naked on the bottom. Okay, you can see my butt. Okay, most of them you can't see all of me unless you open it.
So this is the chair.
Hmm?
Wow.
The video I'll have to go see if I can. I'll have to go see if I can get it. I don't know where it went. But anyway,
Man.
so I got this new chair. Sensors are on. Turning the app on now.
That looks cool.
So we could talk to what they want. Last night I got a creep. I was at my Mother's Day, right? And so I go to my mom's.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Thanks. I go to my mom's, and I'm sitting. There's a whole bunch of people there, right? And I'm sitting in this dining room by myself. No one's even in the house. They all went outside, dicking around. And I'm sitting there on my phone, and I hear, "Do you want a hug?" Elmo. There was a tickle me. Yeah, we still have this. Tickle me Elmo on the floor. He was face down on the floor. Nobody around him. And in case you guys don't know, Tickle Me Elmo, you have to push him. You have to push his belly to get him to function. And it was a hugging Tickle Me Elbow. So when I look over, I was like, "Do you want a hug?" And it started, and it was face down, but it was trying to move its arms. And I was like, "What the fuck?" So I get my phone out, right? Because I can see you. Thanks. So it's doing its thing, right? And I'm like, I'm close. All right, they're already on it.
Oh no, here we go.
So I'm like, okay. So I get my phone out, I hit record, and I'm like, holy shit, this thing is fucking moving and talking to me. I'm like, okay, go. And then it starts talking. I'm filming it. Nobody is touching this thing. It starts saying something and its arm starts trying to move again. And then my sister walks in the house to change my niece's diaper, stops. Not a peep, not a move, nothing, just ceases. The moment somebody else walks in the house, it's like, nope. But I was like, I wonder if that's my kids trying to say Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. We had that when we first moved into this house. A toy started going off at 3 o'clock in the morning on its own.
Yep.
And I was like, what?
I've taken the batteries out of toys and they still go off.
Yeah. It is weird when that happens.
I remember having a Furby as a kid. So whenever I tell people this has been happening for a long time, I had a Furby and I took the batteries out. I stopped recording. I'm sorry, we're going to keep recording. Apologize.
That's weird.
Yeah. So I turned it off. It still talked. I took the batteries out. It still talked. I gave this thing a motherfucking sink bath. I baptized this motherfucker in the sink and it finally stopped. But I was like, nope. This thing would constantly talk to me at all hours of the day. So I was like, yeah, we're getting rid of that. But for those of you who do not see the video, what are you waiting for? Head on over to patreon.com/Cryptid Creeps and Conspiracy. That was a really good segue. That was smooth, right? Like a smooth criminal. Yeah. And now I changed the tiers. So now we have dollars for disclosure. That's our $1. So you just get a shout out and you get access to the Discord server. Then we have the half sawbuck snally. So it's $5. For those of you who don't know, apparently half a sawbuck is a $5. Sawbuck is 10. I just learned this. And then I have the Paranormal Posse. So the Paranormal Posse used to be the big show. Go slowly, sorry. And if you join the Paranormal Posse, that's where you get to see the video, all the uncut stuff. I'm talking raw dog in it, man. Bloopers, spooky shit, all of it is in there. Me being an asshole. Whatever. I literally dropped the raw file in and it is what it is. Totally. Oh yeah. Lights down here, like I said. K2 meters on. We got the app on because they love Tommy apparently. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that on.
My name is Beth Moak, and I am the owner of Raven Designs. I hail from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I create 3D art and robots. You can check me out on Facebook at Raven Designs and at Beth Moak on Instagram.
Hey everyone, this is David Eller, monster hunter. I've hunted monsters for over 30 years. Look me up, pursueparanormal.com. Do you have adventures you want to tell me about? Write them down. Let me know.
All right, everybody, this is Kara from Sweetly Savage Crochet. She made some really cool stuff, and I met her at the event. So I want to give a chance to let her tell you where to find her. She does custom orders, and she makes some super awesome stuff. So where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Facebook and Instagram, both under Sweetly Savage Crochet.
Awesome. Go check her out.
I'm Billy with Not Vision Paranormal. We are a local to West Kentucky paranormal research group. We do anything from ghosts to Bigfoot to aliens, you name it, we'll cover it. If you're looking for somebody to do an investigation, check us out on Facebook, Not Vision Paranormal.
Hey guys, this is Crystal Galloway, also known as Bella Bazooka. I do Bazooka Reloaded magazine. It's a local alternative newspaper here in Paducah, Kentucky. It also reaches Mayfield, Metropolis, Murray, and Marshall County, everything that's going on around town. And it's got some great stories too. It's Bazooka Reloaded on Facebook. So you can follow me personally, Crystal Galloway, ChrYstal Galloway on Facebook. And that's where I post tons of events that are going on in the Western Kentucky area. I try to keep up with all of them if I can.
We have new ones, especially because we have the new one with the chair. If you want to let us know you're there or you want to cooperate close again, all right. Hit the lights, they'll light up. Okay, thank you.
What did they say?
It goes, okay. I go, hit the lights so they light up. Okay. But then if we ask a question, yes is hit the light, no is don't hit the lights. If you are negative, you have to stay outside the gate. Outside. If you are neutral or positive, you are allowed in the studio and you're allowed to. Do you like me? Do you like me? Vows. Man, these are hopping. All right.
The funniest thing happened last time. When we finished recording last time, and it was going off. Like last time, the lights were flashing constantly. That was coming out with things that were like freaking me out. It started doing some scary British accent as well, which was quite freaky.
I forgot about that.
And then we finished recording, and it was so funny. It went literally as you stopped recording. It went. That was boring.
Sorry.
It was so perfect.
Yeah, they do, and sometimes they do. They chime in at the best times. It's fantastic. But I just like to disclaimer every time, so that way they know negative out there because I don't want them to sneak it in. But this week, I'm so excited. I have been working on these notes, and I am so pumped. So we might have to fly through it a little bit. I know that you're a little bit on time crunch, slightly.
It's okay. The kids they're coming in from school in like probably an hour, so it might just get noisy when they pop in. But hopefully,
we'll flip through. It's okay. I can get rid of background noise anyway. But I've decided one of my spirits wanted me to do this because I was literally making coffee. And immediately this joke popped in my head and it was like, you have to tell him this joke. Ready? I just made this up. I didn't make it up. I think my ghost made it up. Okay. Who is, I think you guys are considered English, right? What do you call you guys? Okay. Who is an Englishman's favorite actress?
I don't know.
Sandra Bullock. So that was courtesy of my ghost because I literally was sitting there and all of a sudden it was like, you need to tell him this joke. I was like, okay. So
that just flashed in your head.
Yeah.
Like a download.
Like literally I was stirring my coffee and I was like, oh, that's a good one. I'll tell him that.
Wow.
Sandra Bullock.
I like it.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'm still missing my crumpets.
Yeah, I need to send them. I'm just waiting to see what these, what is it? The trait. Oh, what's the word?
Oh, the tariffs.
The tariffs. Yeah, the tariffs. I'm worried. I don't know what the tariffs are saying yet.
My phone just went flying and knocked my shit off the table.
I will send some over though.
I was just giving you a hard time because I had to. I can't not give you a hard time.
No, you got to. 100%. I deserve
my
it.
My phone is just not cooperating. Stay. All right. Now, We are going to be traveling to a place that has flat terrain, multiple monsoons, and horrendously hot climates. And that is New Delhi. I know we don't talk about New Delhi very often. But with a population of 19 million at the time that these encounters took place, it is no surprise that people in the city bore witness to rolling blackouts, causing poor lighting, heat that literally drove dwellers to rise to their rooftops for relief at night, and uncomfortably cramped living quarters. So, because of the population, one, they're packed in there like sardines. And because there's so many people soaking up so many resources, they started doing these rolling blackouts. For those of you who know what it's like, different areas of a city or a place taking turns taking the power. So Sector B would be out of power between 10 and midnight. Sector A would be out of power from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., whatever. So they would essentially rotate the power so that way they could serve what they've got. That's what that
sounds terrible.
Yeah. And then it was so hot that people literally were getting out of because their houses were so stuffy. They were sleeping on their rooftops to try to avoid being so hot. Yeah.
Man,
I can't even imagine.
that's wild.
Yeah. And in these less than comfortable conditions, mixed together to create a painfully palpable plight. Sorry. My friends over at the Cryptid podcast, if you ever hear this, are going to get a kick out of that. Which resulted in a horror-stricken environment, a gruesome grapevine, and a heap of hysteria. We are talking a recipe for disaster. And on the one hand, I do want a disclaimer. While doing my research, I immediately noticed there was a discrepancy in the years that were mentioned in the report. So I wanted... Oh my God. I literally just talked about the discrepancy in years and it goes, when did it happen? And the other one goes, tell the truth.
Man, two voices.
They are on it today. But I just wanted to start out acknowledging that. So if anybody goes to research or I say different years, I definitely do understand that there are differences. And I did know that. So some say 2000, some say 2001. Either way, it's not a huge difference. So I don't think it really drastically affects the stuff here. But residents of New Delhi began mentioning a menacing marauder hell-bent on manifesting mayhem throughout the community. Some of the accusations consisted, but were not limited to, mutilation, serial murder, and resisting arrest. So we got a little crazy crypto here. Unlike most of the curious cryptid sightings, this altruistic ape had 350 recorded sightings during the Defiant disturbance. Yeah, that's right. 350 recorded sightings. That's a lot.
That is a lot, yeah.
The hell
because
with...
most people don't record the sightings.
Yeah, screw Loch Ness.
Sort of
Now, recorded is just they wrote down people had said it. It's not a video recording, just to clarify. It is just people saying they saw it.
So that's like people ringing up authorities or...
Yep, I saw this. I got attacked by that.
Which I think most people don't do that.
Exactly.
So
they're like, oh, God, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets... This being is known as the mysterious Monkey Man of New Delhi. That's right. You heard that right, Monkey Man.
Yeah.
And police were pelted with peculiar profiles pertaining to the paradoxical primate. Oh my God, I'm killing it on these things today. I don't even remember doing that, but this is dope. I'm proud of myself. Good writing skills. I write all my own stuff. Due to the continuous blackouts and the fact that the nightmare-inducing half primate, half human was only seen at night, none of the officers were able to substantiate a single sighting shot on surveillance or snapshot. 350, not a single one could be verified with hard evidence. So this meant that they all had to use, oh my gosh, this is so funny, eyewitness accounts to locate the mischievous monkey. So they're all different. Everybody's got all their different stories here. And I'm not sure why exactly, but one thing that all of the reports have in common is that they believe that this critter hails from Pakistan, and he was sent specifically to disrupt the flow of India's capital city. So they're thinking this is like a recon person going to, or something sent by Pakistan. I don't even know where Pakistan comes from, other than they just thought that it was it. Maybe it's I'm trying to think of a good example, but I can't. But they just think that, oh, like they're up to no good. It's got to come from Pakistan. Gus, that's my puppy's name.
It's interesting when you think what's going on right now in Pakistan and India. There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, so they think that it was just like sicking on them. So some unfortunate victims of the vicious vermin insisted that they were attacked by a menacing, again, monkey, measuring between 3 and 6 feet, which is about 1 or 1.8 meters tall. You're welcome. I did not translate the next one, though. The most common channeling, the most common was 4 feet. So it's between 3 and 6. The most common reported is 4 feet tall.
Okay.
No.
So like a small Bigfoot, basically.
1.5 meters ish is 4 feet.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm a walking conversion calculator.
It's quite small, really.
Charming. So this being is attributed to a monkey-like appearance since it's covered with a thick layer of mostly dark but primarily black hair, and as per the Normid cryptid protocol, a set of beaming ruby red eyes. Right? That a lot in cryptids is that red eye factor. You say cryptid, they start off with cryptid, then some people are like, oh, maybe it's a demon because of the red eyes. I don't know. Maybe they just have a shine. You got to think. Cats, regardless of whether it's a tiger, a puma, or my house cat that's 20 pounds and a freaking bump on a log, they all have that shine that always pretty much looks yellow. Always. Yeah. So maybe whatever these things are, there's a genetic thing where the reflection doesn't come out yellow, it comes out red. But that's just my theory.
Yeah. And also when people are seeing these things, they're obviously in the moment they're scared. And that you may add like features like red eyes and stuff, possibly.
I agree. Or maybe this one is primarily dark. What if they have some source of light and just the reflection of the light makes it, like you said, it's panicking. They might not even remember what color it is. They just assume red.
Yeah. When Bigfoots are reported.
Miss Liz from Ouch Was That a Ghost? Oh, shout out to Miss Liz. My ghosts want to talk to you. That's funny. That's literally her name, just Liz. Okay,
shout out Liz.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, so when people see like reports seeing Bigfoots, it's normally it's either yellow eyes or red eyes. That's normally what you hear. Like between
and that's what I'm wondering, if there's a reflection thing.
Yeah.
I also have a theory on that, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole because otherwise we're gonna digress very quickly. But although it did have a monkey-esque look to it, some people reported that it had human legs that may or may not have had coil springs hooked to its feet. And to me, that has a little bit of a Spring Hill Jack kind of vibe. Think about it. You got a dude or a thing. It's got springs on its feet. It's leaping around. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe he just traveled, or he's got a cousin.
Possibly. Do you know, I only found out about Spring Hill Jack like literally a couple of months ago. I'd never heard of him, which is mad. You consider the amount of different people I talked to about this sort of stuff. And that's based in London as well. That was in London.
Yes, exactly. So Bryce, I don't have my watch on. I'm sorry. I didn't realize my phone was not on silent. So I had to turn that on silent there. I actually wrote a poem about Spring Hill Jack. So when I cover him, I'm going to read it.
Yeah, I'd like to. I don't know too much about it, to be honest.
Watching you, I understand devil.
Oh,
that woman's the devil. Sorry. But they do say, like I said, what the fuck are you guys doing to my damn camera? Okay. Sorry. My phone is like literally like falling all over the place. I keep putting it up and it keeps falling, and I put it in different places and it still keeps falling. So I'm just going to lay it flat. So hopefully they can't knock it around. But they say that it kind of leaps from crime scenes, right? It's not walking. It's not crawling. It is literally leaping. Now, I'm not really sure that the movement of a primary primate would be to leap, right? They generally have that, like, y'all can see me doing my little butterfly stroke or whatever. If you're on the Patreon, you can see me doing the gig. But they do have that very unique gait, but it is definitely, I would not consider leaping. Even when they jump, I feel like it's not necessarily a leap. It really is a jump to grab something. They don't just leap for no reason. But that's just my theory.
Mhm.
Now, some accounts portrayed a similar being, but one very noticeable difference. So these accounts state that the creature was wearing a metal helmet.
That's weird.
Here, I forgot I was gonna open this and send this to you so you have the photos. My bad, sorry. Podcast fail for Natasha.
So good.
Natty failed drastically.
So
Sister.
you might have said this, but how many days did this go on for? These sightings?
So I'm gonna mention it later, but it is
Okay.
a lot of these. There's a couple years where things were reported, but a lot of this activity happened within a 5-day span.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, so I'm going to send you this picture with the helmets here. Let me get you open. All right, so there's
Oh,
that
there we
one,
go.
and then I'm going to there's another photo with it with a helmet.
Whoa.
I'll try to post these. I'll try to put the links or at least something in it so you can see it for listeners. Just if I forget, I'm sorry. Remind me.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
so the drawing that the police shows that I just sent you has an old school like sidecar riding helmet feel,
Yeah.
but I always pictured more of like a suit of armor. That's just my personal preference on what the helmet looks like.
That picture's also a military sort of uniform, I would say. On the right, it's like the
Yep.
green military onesie sort of suit.
Yep, he's got a whole get up there. But my thing is, if he was wearing a suit like that or looked like that, you would not be able to tell that he was covered head to toe in thick dark hair. So
No.
I feel like that was maybe a little embellishment.
He's even got a belt on.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little embellishment. Not sure. But some of the, again, the one with the helmet does mention a leather jacket. So essentially, we're dealing with a small leaping biker monkey.
Yeah. God, that second picture, that is really cool.
Yeah. My dog is going batshit.
Whoa.
The other day, they were barking at nothing. Like literally, I was watching the security camera and they were going bananas and they were just barking at nothing.
Yeah. It is weird
There's
when they do
nothing
that.
out there.
They're seeing something. That's for sure. Interesting.
Oh, my neighbor just let her dogs out. Maybe they're barking because they love my neighbor. But yeah, so biker monkey, and that reminded me of this quote, and I edited it. I'm gonna come at you like a biker monkey. Talladega Nights, y'all go watch it. Not the biggest fan of the movie, but that line cracks me up. And on the other hand, there were some more interesting descriptions that add the 70s feel, saying that it was wearing roller skates when it attacked people. So we have coils
That
on
would
the
be
feet,
weird.
we got roller skates, we got a jacket, we got a helmet. I mean, these reports are all over the place.
Yeah.
And they did, a lot of people just said again, they had the ones that had the coils on the feet mentioned leaping. So I don't know if the ones with the rollerblades or roller skates, whatever, or anything still leap, or if it was only the ones that had the coils on it. Not sure. But identifications did escalate even more with the addition of a quote unquote vulpine snout, which simply means like a fox. For those of you who don't, I Googled it just to make sure. And it had a large set of razor sharp claws. Again, coils on the feet, leaping around, razor sharp claws, bing, bang, boom, sounds like Spring Hill Jack. He goes, I don't know. And then some reports even got more detailed, claiming that the claws consisted of metallic material. And I'm thinking, holy crap, what if they were like Freddy Krueger, or were they more like Wolverine? Were they like, okay, the people on the Patreon are getting a show today. I just keep doing all kinds of movements. Were they like Wolverine, or were they like Freddy Krueger? Because there's a big difference between fingers and
Claws. They're both pretty
it
scary,
goes
though.
window closed. My windows are closed. I don't open my windows. For shows for dead people. Shout out to the Morbid Podcast. They're never going to listen to me, but in case they do. But yeah, I couldn't figure out what, because like I said, Freddy Krueger is like attached, and then Wolverine is clearly fingers, and this is strange.
And they come out of his knuckles. Don't they?
Exactly. So there are people that believe that the Monkey Man of New Delhi was an embodiment of a deity from the Hindu religion named Hanuman. And after researching him, this definitely tracks. So Hanuman is said to be the personification of devotion and dedication. And actually, when I was researching this, I started research, watched a movie that randomly played. It was literally like I was watching a movie and then we Netflix and chilled, and then it just kept playing random movies based on the movies that I picked up. And this movie came on. And so part of the way through the movie, I was able to actually watch the movie. And it's a Jackie Chan movie, and it's called Forbidden Kingdom. And in there, I mean, he plays this, apparently he's like high or drunk or something. But there is a monkey-esque, like a human monkey-esque character that is like a godlike thing. And I'm telling you, I was looking at it going, holy shit. It goes, I'm aware. Fast. I know I'm going fast. Sorry, guys. But I'm watching it going, holy shit, this is the guy I'm researching. Before I ever even looked it up, I was like, this is the guy. Look, just
that's weird.
Yeah, it is very strange. So go watch it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, when you do research on Hanuman, this is not like this in the movie, but when you do look him up, the name actually means disfigured jaw. And Patrick, okay, I got Patrick 3 times yesterday. And I just got Patrick again. Patrick, is that you? Are you talking to me? Is that your name? Do you know there's a Patrick apparently? This is the Krusty Krab. This is Patrick. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, it's Patrick. Sorry. But when you look up the history behind Hanuman, the lore states that he's just a wee little primate. And when he was a little wee guy, he saw the sun and thought it was a piece of fruit. So he sprang upwards to grab the supposed piece of fruit and obviously eat it. But with actually oh my God, hold on. Woo! With the might bestowed upon him by his father, which is, I think it's Vayu, who's actually the god of wind. You can't talk yet. I'm talking. The deity actually got pretty close. So it jumps and it's getting so close to the sun that Indra, the god of war and thunder, became threatened. So he's like, oh man, like this guy's getting close. This is happening. Like he's got power, whatever. So Indra struck the monkey down with a thunderbolt, causing him to soar back down to earth, breaking his jaw on impact. And that's where he got his name, because it's disfigured jaw. Is Hanuman.
Interesting. Yeah.
So there's just a really close correlation. He's monkey-esque. He walks like a human. He talks like a human. Like he's just, watch the movie. You'll understand. But on the other hand, many people believe that the monkey man is just some sort of Bigfoot-like creature that people are just fitting into their own little box of beliefs to make sense of it, which actually does happen a lot.
I think that's what people do. Like they put their own, when they see these things, wherever they are in the world or whatever they believe, they put their own
it's like
spin on it. And
you're predisposed to think a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like a shooting star. If you think a shooting star is one thing, you're going to think it's, oh God, it's an alien or something. But if you're taught that aliens don't exist, it's just a shooting star. I am sitting down. Go sit down.
It's like when people witness a crime.
Yeah.
If 10 people see the same crime, they're going to describe it in different ways. He was wearing a different color t-shirt. Like people just perceive things differently.
Yep. And then there's, we're not going to get to that. Sorry. That's going to be a rabbit hole that we can't get out of. I did find it a bit strange that even though the accounts of the vulnerable victims, no one could ascertain if it had a human face or a monkey face. No one mentioned that. Covered in hair, some say human legs, mostly say primate, but nobody mentioned the face.
Interesting.
So I thought that was definitely.
So they saw the little red eyes, but no like facial.
You got to think
mouth.
too. We're actually like right about to get to it. Here we go. So the monkey man of New Delhi supposedly is quite the night owl and struck pretty much only between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m. So we're talking, it is dead of night. It is dark. It is black. They've got rolling blackouts. They've got stuff going on. They're scared. It's a recipe for something. Ralph. Hi, Ralph. But because I don't know I've never been to India. I don't know about India. I don't know if they have street lights. Even if they had street lights, the rolling blackouts would cause them to be out. So I can see them not. Please tell me you heard that. It
What
goes,
did they say?
how do I use it? Dildo.
No,
Shit you not.
that is another show. That's a rabbit hole.
That's a whole other show. Oh,
That is a
geez.
rabbit hole.
Woo! Yeah, it goes into that rabbit hole, if you know what I'm saying. You're welcome. Go check that out on the Patreon because you're not going to hear that on the real episode.
No, you got to keep that in.
Yeah, no, I can't keep it in. I got to give them a little piece to go check out. Down. Oh, God, they really are getting after it. But yeah, so the hours that they're out, we got rolling blackouts. People are on the roofs. It's dark outside. I can understand why they didn't see the face. A lot of accounts were actually in 2002 between February and July, to be more specific. Residents in the city underwent chaos. Seance. Oh gosh, we're just gonna start because that thing just totally killed me. Residents of the city underwent the chaos and shenanigans over a 5-day period, like I mentioned earlier, and that's when a lot of this happened. As a result of the 350 sightings of the shifty simian, 60 people that claimed to encounter the creature sustained injuries beyond the typical scratches and bruises. I don't know why, they just did. One of these, dear heavens, they're on it. One of these occurred on May 18th, 2001, when a van driver was attacked and survived with multiple fractures, like fractured bones. That's a hell of a thing. But later, it was questioned as to whether or not it was really a notorious monkey or was it just mistaken identity. So he might have just got his ass whooped by some dude in a suit. Who knows?
It's better to blame a cryptid.
Yeah, exactly. Blame the cryptid. And 100 of these shocking 4 million people in the city reported attacks and said that they simply suffered small abrasions and bruises during stressful stampedes. So people panicked, ran around, and these people got bumps, bruises, all that stuff. They're all over this light. So 3 unfortunate souls, though, met their end during the kerfuffle. Yes. 2 men, in what was no doubt a frightening frenzy, leapt from the rooftops to evade the monster monkey man. They did not meet their maker instantaneously, but were severely injured and later died in a hospital. A woman who was 5 months pregnant tripped going down the stairs trying to get rid of him, a terrace, frantically fleeing, causing her to fall from the rooftop terrace again. So she's running, she trips on the stairs, falls off the terrace. She too did not immediately expire, but later died in a hospital as a result of her injuries.
Man.
Yeah. So 3 people bite the dust. And the monkey man was even accused of stealing someone's cell phone. What would this thing want with a cell phone?
So that's 2001. What cell phones did we have then? Were they like the bricks back then in 2001?
No,
What were they?
in 2001, I was 11. Yeah, probably like a Nokia, like a peanut phone is what I call it.
Yeah.
Later this evening, oh boy, these things are feisty. But that's just, I don't know. But many of the India inhabitants formed a vision. Oh my God, I cannot speak today. Formed vicious vigilante guard groups armed with wooden cudgels, which are essentially short, like thick sticks. Leave it the blank for a joke there. Field hockey sticks, daggers, sharpened ceremonial swords, and pikes that were forged from butcher's cleavers. These guys are getting this posse together. And even with all that stuff, I've been watching a lot of Murdoch mysteries, but in true English things, the vigilantes wore whistles to alert locals of an impending attack. All I can think of is in Murdoch mysteries, they have the constables and they don't actually do anything. They have a nice stick and they're like,
Yeah.
every time they get a crime. Like,
Step
come
down.
help.
I have a whistle.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. It works. Now, the local police force was originally consisting of 500 able-bodied men, but that tripled during the time of these attacks. So for protection, they tripled the amount of, I guess, whistleblowing police. I guess the police didn't have whistles. It was the vigilantes that had whistles. And yes, he's a man. I'm like, man. Local government officials decided to bring on an $1,100 bounty on the monkey head. Certainly. And I did think this was interesting too. So they increased the police force, and the police force ends up going around firing flares into the darkness to see if the monkey man was concealing itself in the blanket of night. Can you imagine? You're sleeping on your rooftop, and these police officers are just firing flares.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Not even when it was reported. It just that they were firing flares. I was like, just nonchalant, just pew, pew, pew. Whatever.
So would this have been on like their mainstream news at the time? Do you think?
So that's what I would have said. It would have had to have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not on national news, but because they probably are like, God, I don't want to put this on national news. We're all nuts.
Yeah. Because we didn't have like social media like we have today, where that would just be popping off.
The days of MySpace.
Yeah. So not a lot of people on there.
Yeah.
But
and I don't know how far out it got. I didn't look to see if there's any like local media. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That would create the hysteria.
It goes wandering.
Yeah. With like police shooting off flares, and that would just create a lot of hysteria. And with the blackouts as well.
Yeah, I just feel like they probably wouldn't want to portray that. I don't know what was going on in India in 2000, but I feel like that's not something that you would want. Like, we wouldn't want it in the U.S. to be like, oh, yeah, look at these freaking crazy. We already are, but we're not going to get into that. Now, Deputy Commissioner Gordon, just kidding. It was Vivek Gogio or Gugio, whatever. It's Gogia. We're just calling him Vivek. Was tasked with hunting down and bringing the beast to justice. At 2 a.m. one warm morning, Vivek's car, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Don't at me. Sorry. His car, Christopher. Hi, Christopher. The car radio crackled in the stagnant summer air. And here's what it is. So he hears something on the radio. He goes over there. He is led to the old, Simapuri, I think. Which that essentially is illegally built and cramped living quarters where every light, when he showed up, every light was turned on. Every single one. Succeed, yes. So again, 2 a.m. At 2 a.m. he goes to this place, cramped place, every light is on. So that's already strange.
Mm-hmm.
When the commissioner questioned the dwellers as to what they witnessed, this is a few quotes of what they had to say. So here's one. It says, quote, There was this shadow, sir. Really, nothing more than a shadow. He has a red light in his stomach, and his eyes are red too.
Well, that's weird.
Right? So I thought that was interesting. When he pressed further to see if anybody had actually seen the monster, everybody replied, nope. I didn't get a good look at him. But a young factory worker, the employee there named Navesh, was interviewed, and he stated, quote, when I woke up, there was a black shadowy thing. He saw me looking at him and jumped away. Again, leaping from the ceiling crack.
Interesting. Yeah.
When questioned further, Navesh summoned her sister-in-law, Sabesh. Oh my gosh, so you have Navesh, Sabesh. Okay. Who claimed to get a better view of the atrocious attacker. Don't worry, we're almost done. So this was her observation. Quote, when I woke up, there was a thick, black, shadowy thing. He saw me looking at him and jumped again. So again, same situation. I looked up and saw this black thing with shining red eyes on the roof. When it saw me, it jumped down and disappeared. Another resident reported the following regarding the midnight monkey. Oh my God, apparently I just totally left that out. Oh, somebody reported something and I didn't put it in here. Woo! Fail. I was doing these notes at like 2 a.m. So
this is impressive, though, man.
Yeah, this is, again, it took me over a week. Just listen to us. Hold on. Please hold.
My Siri just came up then. Sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Sorry.
My technology's going crazy.
Maybe. Greetings. So apparently something's like, hello. Okay.
That's weird.
Despite authorities investigating the sightings and attacks, no official determination was made. It's just far away. Oh, it's to you. He goes, greetings, far away. And you just said your Siri turned on.
Yeah.
Solid.
That is so weird when that happens. I don't understand how that happens.
Ghost. It's like solid. But anyway, so they're investigating all these, and there's no official determination as to what terror, like what is instilling this terror, or the fact that there was an instant lack of encounters. It's like nothing.
Mhm.
The main conclusion was that the citizens fell victim to the effects of mass hysteria, which we see a lot of times in cryptid, spooky stuff, whatever. People panic. Some people, and that I feel like sometimes takes away some validation of the encounters, because when people are seeing other people see it, they don't want to be left out, and then they panic, or they panic and the dumpster is a monkey man, or the street light's a monkey man, or Bob down the street is walking and he's a monkey man. Like, it's outside.
Oh, the monkey man.
But yeah, others believe that there were a lot of creeps conducting crimes under the cover of the panic and simply misidentified as the monkey man. So you got to think, if everybody's up in arms, they're having this hysterica, put a helmet on and go rob a bank. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, the breaking and entering, being easy, whatever. So I feel like that happens a lot. Is criminals are, well, not all criminals are dumb. Some are, a lot are, but not all of them are. So if you see these things happening, you could easily get away with basically appearing to be whatever they're seeing, and no one would be the wiser. None the wiser.
Yeah.
But that is what I have on the new Delhi Monkey Man.
Man, yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think it's cryptid or crap?
I think it could be a bit of both.
Okay.
The hysteria, we've seen what hysteria can do.
Oh,
remember, we had the Miami Mall a couple of years ago when the Miami Mall alien sighting. When it just went, that went crazy, and we still don't really know what happened there. But we saw in 2 or 3 days, like the world just went crazy. Some people claim to see these things and that kind of thing, this hysteria. And I think you're right when you say that some people may imagine these things and see a cat and think, oh, there's the monkey man. Or I think that happens as well. But I do think there's something to it as well. Like, I do think possibly to create that hysteria, something had to have happened out of the ordinary.
And I'm not usually big on this particular theory, but if you have 19 million people in this country where the religion is primarily of the Hindu variety, and that is very prominent with Hanuman, if you have so many people that believe so hard in something, what if it's a tulpa?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And
I believe that.
Now, my thing with tulpas is if we had tulpas, then there'd be like Jesus walking around. Freddy Krueger would be walking around. Like, people would get these things going. We'd have the Candyman and all that stuff. But my thing is, though, with the religion, and this is going to probably honk a lot of people off, so get ready. With each religion, I feel that there are differences. So some religions do have a lot of kind of magical, and I don't mean that in a fae or like actual magic. They are doing, essentially, if you look at what they're doing, they're spell casting, or they're summoning, or they're doing that, or they're doing this. And so I feel like maybe some of, not even close, I feel like some of the religions, because of what they're doing, maybe they can conjure a tulpa, but other religions can't because they don't do the right spell, or they don't do a certain thing or whatever. So what if it is simply a tulpa, but that doesn't make sense as to why it would just randomly vanish? And
so has this not been seen since?
As far as I could find, I didn't see anything past 2002.
Okay. And
even in 2002, that's pretty recent. A lot of cryptids, when you hear of cryptid sightings and stuff like that, it's usually 1970s, 1980s, and before. And with it being 2002, that to me is pretty recent.
Yeah. And it's just before, obviously, the camera phones and stuff like that.
Exactly. I remember taking some photos. They're going nuts, and there's nothing in there.
What's that? Is that?
I'm looking at my back camera, because sometimes if somebody drives by, they'll see them and they'll start barking, or they'll hear them and they start barking.
Yeah.
There's nobody there. I don't know what they're barking at, but they're going bananas in there.
That's
but yeah,
weird.
so there's a tulpa factor, but what I was going to tell you earlier was with the eye shine. From what I've gathered, Dogman has the same thing. So Dogman has the eye shine. You hear yellow, you hear orange, you hear red. Bigfoot, you got yellow, you got red. And you also have some are angry and some are territorial, some are curious, some can essentially talk to you telepathically. Some of them are super strong. And so with Dogman too, I've heard that some of them they've got like predator tech, right? So they can disappear on command. Scratched, yeah, I know. And some, it's like they can, I don't want to call it, I feel like hold on, the word is there.
I hate when that happens.
It's not echolocation. It's more of a
radar. Right?
They're trying to, I've heard, oh God, now we're going to bring conspiracies in. I've heard that like the government's working on this tech where you like shoot sound directly into something or someone and cause certain effects.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can make them jump off a building or make them angry or essentially blow up their head or whatever. It's not infrared. It's
infrasound.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you. Whew. But I feel like this Dogman has some of those. Some of them can disappear. Some of them have that. They always say it's like a weird sound or vibration that comes out of them, and their neck will like,
you hear
growl
that
or whatever.
You hear that a lot with Bigfoot sightings as well.
Yep.
People will say they've been hit with something, whether it's a feeling or they can't move.
And that's why I will never go squatching, because to me, if they can send that vibration out, they can also sense that vibration. And people like me that are a bit odd and have these abilities, I've had people literally tell me that if I touch them or whatever, it feels like a low pulse, almost like they're getting electricity from me.
Interesting.
And I've heard that from about a lot of people. Other people that are similar, have similar things that I have, also get it. And I also think that's why I can walk in a group of people. Like I just went to Viking Fest, which is awesome.
Oh wow!
Oh my God, it was. I have never felt so at home in my life.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
So like that kind of back in the day.
Yeah.
Same.
I've got a bit of Viking in me.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that definitely. And I'm walking down these booths, and I literally look over, and Christopher again. Hi, Christopher.
Hey, Chris.
And I crossed paths, and literally it was like me. This happened twice. Me and another person at the same time. Like we knew. We just turned and looked and watched each other, and it was immediately like I had to go in their booth. Like we knew, and they were like, "Oh, you're like," and I was talking. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is this," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And she's, "I'm a witch too." Not I'm a witch. It's I'm a witch too. So she knew, and I get that all the time. My family comes from supposedly this line, or back in the day they were. This other guy was looking, and I was like, I have to. I was like, I have never found somebody with energy like me. And I was like, please shake my hand. I need to touch your skin. And he was like, oh, this is going to be great. He was like, okay. And we literally shook hands, and it was like immediately, the moment we touched hands, it was like, woo! It felt like an electrical surge. It was like, oh, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, you got a lot of something going on here. And I was like, I know. Come to find out, he's a Reiki healer.
Wow.
And he was like, you definitely you're different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel if we can put that off, they will sense it. And I don't want them coming to me, because to me, they're animals. They will eat you. Like they will kill your ass in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Personal.
We know tigers do it as well. They can stun people.
You know, they make that weird sound.
Move. Yeah.
It's like on land echolocation.
Mm-hmm. It's just like a natural ability that we can't quite understand, that maybe we had back in thousands of years ago, whatever.
Or at least maybe not the way to do it, but maybe that's why light bulb. Maybe that's why when you go into primarily locations where people have not had contact with the outside world, or ancient languages that people have passed down, if you notice, it's a lot of clicking. They make a lot of clicking sounds, a lot of whistles. They make a lot of those sounds. And what if back then, I mean, I guess some of the people might still have it if they don't. What if that is essentially, we were doing it, we just didn't know what we were doing?
Yeah.
It goes, all right.
I think we definitely communicated and connected in a completely different way,
Yes.
probably thousands of years ago.
Yes.
Like how technology has changed, and so we're just changing as humans anyway. Now with AI and stuff, we're going to be connecting differently.
Oh,
And
I agree.
perhaps we did have these abilities to talk
And I think
telepathically.
I
I know
just thought
some
it was-
people can.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I literally just thought of that the old languages were a lot of clicking and stuff like that. And when you think of like bats and stuff, they use clicking. Or
Yeah.
dolphins or whales. That's a
Yes,
clicking
yeah.
sound to do the echolocation. And I'm laughing. It
Mhm.
goes arousing. So we have some horny ghosts in the house tonight or today, this
Let's
morning.
go.
Whatever. Yeah,
Let's
it's like,
go.
oh, we got them trying to figure out how to use a dildo. And oh, gee.
Do you know what I found out the other day, going back to the Vikings? Sorry, really quickly.
Oh, you're good.
Literally, Cecil Beach, which is like 20 minutes from where I live, very
Hop, skip, and a
close,
jump.
was the first landing point of the Vikings in the UK, apparently. And I just found that out
Oh,
the other
that is
day, and I was
so
like,
awesome.
wow. And I live right there.
You
So
gotta
I
go
need,
visit it.
yeah, we go there quite
Hi,
often.
Pat.
You know? I just didn't know that history, and I need to look into it a little bit more.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
you
was like,
definitely should because
wow.
that'd be really cool because you could maybe do like an episode or something on it. But what I
I have
was
to get you on, a fellow Viking.
oh hell yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
100%. But one of the things back to the eye thing. So you have all these things with these different abilities, and if you consider the fact that a lot of people think that Bigfoot and Dogman, these things that have these multiple colors or varying colors eyes, are created by the government, correct?
Mhm.
They're trying to come up with like a super soldier or whatever. And my theory is, what if I don't have enough accounts to make this determination 100%, but what if whatever abilities the creature has is what determines? What if whatever they put in it is what creates the different eye shine? So all the yellow eyes might be able to disappear. All the orange eyes might be able to talk telepathically. What if that's the case? What if it is a genetic thing that varies? So you have different colors, which means different things.
Yeah,
Maybe.
for sure. I think these creatures, Bigfoot, Dogman, I think there are many different versions. This is just what
Yes,
I think at
yes.
the moment. I do think we put everything, oh, that's Bigfoot, oh, that's Dogman. I think maybe that there is more of these creatures and we just haven't given
Yeah.
them a name, possibly. Because
Well,
there does
and
seem to
two-
be some that are more supernatural.
What if they are like people or another? If we don't use people, we use dogs. They're all dogs. But you have for example, my dogs. I have a 6-pound, it's probably 8 pounds now because it's getting fat. I have an 8-pound Yorkie Pomeranian mix. He is a small, yippy little son of a gun. But he's a dog.
Yeah.
Then before I had him, my baby was related. Exactly. My other baby was a 200-pound Great Dane. This mofo, when he stood on 2 feet, he was over 7 feet tall.
Wow.
But they're both a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what if it's the same thing with Bigfoot and Dogman? Not that those two are related, but you have the different variations. Like you
Possibly.
have Yeti, you have Bigfoot, you got Skunk Ape. What if they really are all, even though they have different names, what if they really are all different variations? Because you got to think, people, when we went into different areas, what did we do? We adapted. If you
Mhm.
believe in that theory, which I'm not big on evolution. Sorry, guys. Sorry, not sorry. I
Same.
also don't believe that everything was created in a day. I'm in a weird spot. I'm not sure what happened, but it does make sense that depending on where you are, that is what your body, like in Africa, the people got darker skin because of the melanin and the sun and all of that. Because back in the day, you didn't have air conditioning, you didn't have shelter unless you made it.
Mhm.
And then people like us, essentially,
Shade. Yeah.
we were in an area primarily that was overcast. Yeah, I think we're probably Irish and all of Scandinavia, that kind of area.
Mhm.
And it was cooler, which I've noticed a lot of people that have that background, like myself, we generally run warm. We are always hot because we want to be in
Very
a cooler
true.
environment.
I'm always hot.
Yep. And I think it's because genetically we were made to survive in an area that was overcast
That
and
is
cool.
a great point. Yes. That makes
You
a
know,
lot of
people
sense.
don't think about that.
Because I'll be sleeping in bed at night, sweating, and the wife's freezing. And I'm like,
Yeah. I get
how
that
are
all the
you
time.
freezing?
Yeah,
I'm
like,
so
it is
hot.
roasted. My kid's the same way. So me and my kid, I literally keep the air on 66 degrees.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, it's like
Wow.
open the windows. Like I'm always hot. Everybody else is freezing and I'm always burning up.
I'm the
Unless it's like
same.
freezing cold.
I wear shorts in December And people
Yeah.
look at me like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like,
I
"Yeah."
walk outside in a t-shirt and stuff, and they're like, "Are you getting a coat?" And I'm like, "Why? It feels great out here." And they're like,
I've never
and my
thought of
kid's
it
the
that
same way.
way.
He like never wears a coat ever. He might put
That's
a hoodie
so
on and a pair of
interesting.
shorts.
Yeah.
But I think just as we do that and we travel to these places and we become more whatever we need to be to adapt, it makes sense that if we did that, what if Bigfoot traveled with us? Not with us, but in the same way. They were all
Yeah.
located in one space. Continents broke. They spread. Yeti became hairy to get used to the winter. Bigfoot became one way to adapt to, say, camouflage or whatever. And maybe that is the case. We're all the same thing, and they're all the same thing. They're just different variations of the
Yeah.
same thing.
Very true. In the US, you've got like the skunk ape in Florida, and then obviously you've got the bigger Sasquatch on the West Coast,
Yep.
where people say that they can be like 15 foot tall and stuff.
Yeah,
So they're always described differently, predominantly
exactly.
in different
I mean,
areas.
now, my only thing is if the only thing that puts a kink in that is I don't know the significance of skunk ape being skunk ape in that environment. I feel like skunk ape would benefit more from not being hairy in a hot,
For sure.
humid, muggy, except for they do blend in.
Yeah.
Essentially, how do you scare off a predator? Not like they have a predator, but if they did have a predator, just like us, we are the biggest predator on the earth, essentially.
Maybe they
but-
did have a predator at one point.
Yeah, but what if it's, even though we could essentially kill pretty much anything on this planet, which we've proven, whether it's intentional or not, that we are destructive. And we still bear arms. We still create bunkers. We still do. We wear armor. We do all these things. What if it's simply a matter of protection? It's a defense mechanism. We're going to keep the fur. We're going to keep the stink. We're going to keep the mud, because how do you disappear in a muddy environment? I
Yeah.
always think of those. What are they? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. All my military people out there. You see them in the movie and they've got the suit on, but they're in the water.
Yeah.
And you don't see them until they pop up and go in. Those Navy SEALs or whatever those people are. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really have a lot of respect for the military. You guys are fantastic. I love you all. Thank you for your service. But you know what I'm talking about? The recon guys that you never see coming. Apologize. I think I might know who's. I'm sorry, Ziggy. I think that's you. I'm so sorry. But it's just something like that. What if they kept it for that reason? So Yeti, that's why maybe Yeti didn't just keep the fur. It changed its color.
Yeah.
To blend in.
Yeah.
So that I feel like has a lot of say in what's happening. But that's just my theory. Oh my gosh, we totally derailed there. But
no, I'm with you.
But yeah, I just feel like the Monkey Man of New Delhi, as much research as I had to bring it all around, I don't necessarily feel like it is a cryptid. I feel like it's crap on the cryptid crap scale. I feel like it probably existed, but it was not a cryptid. If it was a cryptid, more people would have seen it, or there would have been more reports other than 5 days. I know some of them don't have that in general as cryptids, but I have more of a belief that is Hanuman somehow manifested. And again, I don't know why he would be causing all that chaos and why he would be attacking India, unless because Pakistan, I don't believe their religious beliefs circle around Hindu. It's not Hinduism.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. I should know.
Let me see real fast. I just want to check, because I'm just thinking if you're unless. So what do you know about
golems?
Yeah.
Not too much. Gargoyles, like gargoyles sort of thing, or?
So a golem, it's primarily in Jewish religion. Essentially, you take a totem, and you do whatever mojo you got, and you put the totem into, say, a mud pile or whatever, and it creates this being that is simply there to protect. Like it will attack. Basically, you're making a non-human slave. not really a guard dog, essentially.
Okay.
My thing would be, can golems take the shape of other things other than a big mud monster? If it can, it would make sense, because just so you know, I did look it up. The primary religion in Pakistan is Islam, which is what I thought. Christopher again. Hi, Christopher. That's like the third time. But what if they could create this golem to, again, it's attacking people, it's causing terror, it's making a ruckus. Like, that makes sense. If they can make this golem appear to be something that the India population would associate with.
Yeah.
Because if it's just a mud monster, they're like, oh yeah, like it's a mud, whatever. But if they're like, we're going to use their religion against them, because also this monkey man is supposed to be dedication, devotion. Like, he's supposed to be a certain way, and they're sicking them on him or on them as being a monstrosity.
Yeah. It's
having
annoying. It's having a negative effect.
So what if it's kind of Ghostbusters?
So it's kinda
they come
like
up with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that everybody loves, but it's a monster.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to make them like question their beliefs.
It's like a spiritual attack in a way.
Yeah. So physical and spiritual, because then people are like, oh, maybe this deity is not what we thought it was. Maybe we shouldn't be. And if it's devotion and dedication, and that's what you're trying to eliminate in a population, you don't want them to be devoted to their religion. You don't want them to be dedicated to their country or whatever. Making this thing and devaluing its powers and its abilities and what it represents will make people, it says pray, will make people change their beliefs. You know what I mean? Maybe they're like, oh, kind of like, I don't know. Like when you talk about God smote people and turn them into pillar of salt. It's like when you go Old Testament on these subjects, a lot of people don't like to do Old Testament because it makes people question. Is God really understanding? Does God really forgive? Is he really this soft, sensitive, forgiving person, which he is not? But it makes you go, oh, this doesn't seem like the person that I was taught to love. This isn't the person I was taught to believe in. Is this really something that I want to represent and something that I want to take a part of? And I feel like maybe that's part of it too. Yeah, I just got like really religious there.
Interesting.
But anyway,
when you think of what's going on right now, when you think of what's going on right now in India and Pakistan, don't be surprised if you start hearing things like that again.
Yeah,
because
it makes sense.
They're at war right now.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. But I know you're probably expecting some little ones.
Yeah, so far so good. I've not heard any loud bangs or anything.
Okay. We can go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, this is the end of it. Again, oh my goodness, we didn't do this. Okay. Oh, wow, I suck. We just jumped right into the behind the scenes thing. So again, you want to see behind the scenes, you want to hear a conversation, you want to hear the bloopers, you want to hear all the stuff I'm going to edit out because it's probably inappropriate. Go check out the Patreon feed. Only the Paranormal Posse can see the video that's unedited. But since I forgot to do this, we're going to go ahead and do it now, and then I can always take it out and plug it in the front. I'm going to give, again, this is Tommy from Let's Get Freaky, right? Let's Get Freaky podcast.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
And I've got to say, he's probably, out of all, no offense to everybody else, but out of all of my guests, I really could have used a nice, sexy voice this morning, and you are on point.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But I love coming on your show. We always have a good time.
Yes, we always have a great time. My ghosts love you. I love you. But I want to give you a chance here. Go ahead. Anything that you want to plug, where they can find you, where they can listen, things you got going on. If you got any merch, you just rep yourself and we'll put it in there.
Thank you very much. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are on all the major podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're now on YouTube as well, so you can watch a lot of the episodes on YouTube as well. Yeah, wherever you get your podcast, you can come with normally 2 episodes a week. That's what we do. Maybe 3. Maybe I'm thinking of starting maybe doing 3, but 2 at the moment. 2 at the moment. But yeah, wherever you get your podcasts, come and say hi. If you've got any weird paranormal experiences, I'd love to talk to you as well. But thank you very much.
Where would you prefer them to send any stories? Like with mine, which we're going to do a shameless plug here. If you have any encounters or stories, send them to both of us.
Yes.
You can either do mine. It's Cryptid Creeps and Conspiracy.com. That's one place you could put it in the form. If you want to type it up in an email, I know it's real original. Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy at gmail.com. Also, I did open a P.O. box. So if you are not a tech savvy person and you like it old school, P.O. Box 152, Spencer, Indiana, 47460. Mail them in, whatever. Type them up, write them out, whatever takes your whistle. But where can they send yours? Do you have a preference on email or anything?
So I've got an email now dedicated to just that, and that is let's get freaky podcast at mail.com. Just mail at mail.com.
And it is MAIL.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Not Gmail, just mail. And send me your information there. Or you can reach us on social media, on all the platforms, Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, Tommy Cullum's Let's Get Freaky podcast. You can reach us, DM us on there as well. And yeah, thank you.
Do you guys have a website or anything yet?
I do have a website, but it's under maintenance at the moment.
Under construction.
Under construction. It should be coming soon.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for that. If you put all that in there. Is there anywhere to donate? I know that I have down in my description here, I have a link. It says click here for this, that, and the other. When you click on it, it's actually my Linktree link. All my episodes are on there. Every platform, it subs everything all together. The merch store is on there. You could buy me a coffee. We are listener supported over here, so any little bit helps. I do have some new stuff that's on my shop. Do you have anything like that set up as far as
we do have
you
merch.
guys stay funded?
We do have merch. We've got merch. There's a link on the show description, that I put out of a link for our merch. You can get my little cartoon face on yourself.
Can you send me that link so I can put it in the description of this episode?
Yeah, I will do. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So down in the description, you'll have my Linktree that'll have all my stuff. You're going to have Tommy's link. Make sure he's got all his stuff on there. Also, I'm going to be putting the sources. So if you want to look up the sources that we used on the show, I say we, like there's more than one of me and my alter egos. I'm going to put those down below as well. Do you have a Patreon page?
I don't, as of yet. No, not at this moment. Maybe in the future, but not right now.
I'm going to do a little thing here just so I let people know. I'm changing up my intro, so it's going to be included in that. But if you sign up for the Patreon, one, greatly appreciate it. You rock. Everybody who signs up as a tier member, not a free member, tier members get shout outs. When you're signing up, what you want to do is if you are using an iOS application on like an iPhone or an iPad or Mac computer or whatever, I recommend that you go to an actual browser like Google Chrome or Safari and you log into patreon.com/Cryptid Creeps and Conspiracy. Sign up through there. If you sign up through the iOS app of any kind, Apple's charging a 30% fee that has nothing to do with the podcast. It's nothing I'm doing. It's nothing I'm getting. None of that. It is simply iOS related. If you sign up on the app, you're going to get charged 30%. So if it's like a $5 tier, you're paying $7.50 a month and $2.50 of that is going to them, not anything here. But if you sign up on the browser, you can still listen on your iOS application, but you're not going to get charged that 30% fee. So I do like to let people know that it is an option. I'm going to be releasing, what is it? What's the date today? So it is the 12th.
12th.
I actually just ran a thing for the end of the month. It's going to be, there's like a discount. It's like 25 or 20% off of the tiers. And then I have a free trial for the Snallygaster tier that's going out now. And then I'm going to be releasing probably in the next week or so what cause we're going to be donating for on the store. So when you go on my store and you order something, there's always an individual thing. You can pick $5, $10, $1, whatever, that you want to donate to whatever cause that I am representing for the month. And then at the end of the month, I bundle it because it separates it out. So if it's like you buy a t-shirt, it's here's the cost that you get for a t-shirt. And then you click $5 for a donation. It'll separate that out so that I know $5 goes to the donation. The other stuff goes to whatever, keeping this thing running. But I pick one every month. It all goes into a bucket. And then at the end of the month, I donate that to a charity. And I just change it every month. So that way it's whatever the charity of the month is. I pick one that I represent. This month, so far, we have $0 going to the Hannah House. Abuse survivors, that kind of thing, are not getting any assistance right now because nobody's donated. So I'll try to pick one for next month. So just keep your eyes open, your ears open. check for that. But again, Tommy, Let's Get Freaky podcast. You rock. Thank you for being on. I keep trying to do this heart thing. I haven't mastered it yet. All right. There you go,
Thank
Patreon
you.
people. You
It's
can see me
always
try
a
to
pleasure.
struggle.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
but-
much.
Awesome. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon as far as everybody else goes. We'll see you soon. See ya. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. If you wouldn't mind, please take a moment and give the show a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I know it might not seem like much, but it greatly helps the show and allows people to find us more easily. Also, head on over to www.patreon.com/Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy and subscribe to any of the tiers. Members of the Big Show tier get bonus materials, personalized shoutouts on the pod, ad-free episodes, access to the private Discord server, quarterly appreciation gifts, and a chance to be on the show. Not to mention video versions of the episode. Before you go, don't forget to click the link in the description and grab yourself or someone you know some self-designed merch by me, or make a donation to help keep the show going and fund future events and investigations. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok. If you have any questions, topic recommendations, or personal encounters, please send them to cryptidscreepsandconspiracy@gmail.com or submit them through the contact form at www.cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. I would love to hear from you and share your experiences on a listener episode. Just make sure that you specify that I have permission to add your encounter to the show and let me know whether or not you would like your real name read or an alias to maintain confidentiality. Thank you guys all again so much for your support. Until next time, my friends. See ya. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. If you wouldn't mind, please take a moment and give the show a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I know it might not seem like much, but it greatly helps the show and allows people to find us more easily. Also, head on over to www.patreon.com/Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy and subscribe to any of the tiers. Members of the Big Show tier get bonus materials, personalized shoutouts on the pod, ad-free episodes, access to the private Discord server, quarterly appreciation gifts, and a chance to be on the show. Not to mention video versions of the episode. Before you go, don't forget to click the link in the description and grab yourself or someone you know some self-designed merch by me, or make a donation to help keep the show going and fund future events and investigations. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok. If you have any questions, topic recommendations, or personal encounters, please send them to cryptidscreepsandconspiracy@gmail.com or submit them through the contact form at www.cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. I would love to hear from you and share your experiences on a listener episode. Just make sure that you specify that I have permission to add your encounter to the show and let me know whether or not you would like your real name read or an alias to maintain confidentiality. Thank you guys all again so much for your support. Until next time, my friends. See ya.